I've had some of my best and most enjoyable days fishing, floater fishing. I absolutely love it. There's nothing better than getting up in a spring or summer's morning, the mist is coming off the lake and you get a few mixers in and the fish are up and their backs are coming out. Straight away I'm packing my gear down, there's no point sitting behind motionless rods. I'm up, bit of light tackle, and I'll be walking around the lake all day long just looking for them fish. It's just such a good way of catching carp, and it's a massive buzz for me. So I'm off now, hopefully go and try and find some fish and get one off the top. I'm a very active and sort of busy angler. I can't keep still, and one of my favourite methods of carp fishing is floater fishing. I just absolutely love it. It's brilliant to be able to see what you're fishing for and the adrenaline rush when you see the bait go. And I've just been introducing some mixers into a little area out here, and I've got them feeding at last. The weather conditions are not, the light is terrible. I mean, it's like the middle of summer and it's like a winter's day really. But nevertheless, I've got a few feeding, and I'm going to keep introducing the mixers, and I'm going to go and grab a rod, and I'm going to do what I love, floater fishing. Obviously floater fishing has its issues, like especially this time of year. You've got all the young babies, all the birds, all the baby coots and moorhens and baby mallards are a nightmare. But on top of that, we've got tons of bleating black-hooded seagulls at the moment. But it's just part of it, I'm afraid. We have to sort of put up with it. Eventually they'll fill themselves up and go, hopefully. And then I'll probably get the coots moving. But we've got a few fish about here. I don't think they've gone far. The birds are probably scared them back into the reeds, but I'm sure they'll be back. Hold on, mate. Well, I just want to talk you through my floater setup, really. This is the way I set it up each time. It's quite simple. I like to use these little floats. They're the bulk machines. This is only a small one. The reason being, I can just get good distance with them. Even these little tiny floats, I can probably, I don't know, cast 60 yards out to showing fish. I think they're brilliant little floats. I do use the other types, but basically I've got about 3 or 4 of these in my box, and that's what I use. The swivel just inserts in the end. It does actually pull out. Get it in there nice and tight. It's just a good little setup. Then my hook link, whatever length you want to tie it up, I have it about 8 to 10 feet depending on the situation where I'm fishing. Really strong hook link's important, a really low visibility one. The Drennan double strength's really good, or this one here that I've got at the moment. And down to the hook end, you've got to have a really good strong hook. I've been using the ESP Big T's for a lot of years now, and they are actually really strong. I use them floater fishing and zig fishing. I've had no trouble with them. I use a variation of hook baits. I'll either trim down sort of like pop-ups. I'll trim them down into like a little pellet shaped, so they look like a little mixer. These are like just little hookable pellets, like the dog mixers that you can thread on with the baiting needle. And I like to keep it tight to the hook. A little tiny piece of silicone there just to hold it tight. And quite basic, quite simple really. There you go. Coming in, George. I've got my gear now, so I'm going to get back round to that spot where we had them feeding earlier and try my luck. I can see that the seagulls are still around now. Driving me mad. Well, I've had a few fish. They're creeping in and out from the reeds and taking the mixers, and I've had them really close to my hook bait. I've got a bit of a bow in the line. I don't want to disturb the float, because if I take the slack up, it's going to pull my float out of position. So I'm just ready like for any movement on that float, and hopefully I'll be hitting into a fish. They're quite spooky like that. One of them just spooked off my line just now. It's got a lot of build up of the pollen just floating around everywhere. This white stuff keeps catching on the line, makes the line stand out. Do with a bit of sun really. Still really overcast. Right. Well, that was long coming. So we've got to try and gently get it out of these pads. It's the only trouble fishing near pads. Come on. Yeah, you come. Whew. Come on. That's better. At least it's away from all the dangers over there. That's the worst part. Just getting it away from all the pads and reeds and everything else. You just got to be gentle. I think gently does it. It does get them out eventually. I've seen it. Looks like one of our resident ghosty type carp. Quite deep down here in the margins, which is a result really, gives it a little bit of room to manoeuvre. Come on. Up you come. Oh, it's crazy because it's crystal clear here. I can see exactly what's going on. Yep. Yeah, it's just through red circles. That's the one. Go on, you've got to be tired now. There you go. Yeah. That'll do. We've got ourselves a carp. Right, here's one to get us started. A nice ghosty common. First one off the top today, lovely. I love catching them off the top. It's always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. Here she goes.